everybody. I am your Immortal Afro Josh. You are watching Immortal Afro Gaming, where we will make gaming niche again. Welcome to our follow-up weekly gaming roundup. I'm here with my co-host, Herbert H3 the Game. How you doing?
What's going on, man? I'm doing good. A little bit tired from work, but I'm good, man.
Yeah, we apologize for the late posting of this episode. It was supposed to happen Wednesday, but everything went wrong, work-related. So we decided to push it to today. But, better late than never. So,
Yeah.
We got a few more interesting topics. But first, we're going to start off with something a little, hopefully, delicious. So, Pokemon's cookies purchased by H3 the Game because he was curious as to whether or not these tasted good. So we're about to give these things a shot. He gave me a couple bags. We're going to see if these are good or garbage.
Yeah,
So,
and I don't care about, if you're broke, just say so, comments and all that stuff. We just want to know, are the cookies good? And, I know there's a lot of hate with Pokemon, but I'm going to try to give her a first chance. And like I said in the last video, if these cookies are trash, man, I'm going to trash these cookies for the entire year. For the entire 2024, I'm trashing these cookies. But hopefully it's good. I'm going to be optimistic.
Yeah, I am I am no fan of Pokemon by any metric, but I am a capitalist. And if you make a good enough product, damn it, I'll buy it.
Well, the thing is, even though we don't care too much about Pokemon, she's still a part of the gaming community. She is, co-owner of Evo. So if you like Evo, she is an owner of that.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll give her that.
It's gaming news.
It is, but whatever. Like I'll give her a props for these if they're good, but she's not exactly good for gaming. Let's just say
that's the main thing. So I'll tell you right off the bat what I do like. I do like this packaging here. It's pretty cool on the inside. There's like a little card here telling us thank you for spending our money. It's pretty dope. It says our mission is to create great tasting snacks with only the best ingredients, so you enjoy them guilt-free without having to stress about what's in them. Thanks for snacking with us. If you have any questions, feedback, just say hello. Yep, and if you're broke, just say so.
Does it say that too?
No, I don't say that on here.
Oh, that would have been pretty funny. I would have liked that.
It would have been. They need to actually do that. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
But, let me go ahead and open my box. Have you opened yours already?
Yeah, I got the top thing pulled off, and the only thing left to do is pick out a cookie and hope for the best. Just so we're fair, I'm rooting for you, Pokemon.
So what we'll do, we'll taste them and we'll rate them from like 1 to 10 on, how good they taste. All right, so let me grab one.
I got mine right here.
All 1, 2, 3, go.
That is not bad.
I'm gonna taste some more.
No, these will taste better with milk.
Yeah, I was about to say, standalone, it's okay, but with some milk, it'd probably be better.
I think these would slap with some milk, to be honest.
It kind of tastes like the Oreos without the cream.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which I kind of don't like, but
it's hey, I'm live, man. It's eating too many of them dry like this, would not be preferred. Definitely would eat this with milk. A couple by itself at the most, but definitely with milk. I think these will go up. I give these like a 7.
A what?
I give these a 7, 8 or 9 with milk.
I give it maybe like a 5 or 6. 7 with milk. This ain't nothing that like I just gotta have, but I think they just need to like maybe improve on it a little bit. But I will say it's supposed to be healthy, so I can tell just looking at the macros in the back and what's in it has almond flour in it, so it's kind of it tastes a little bit different than what a normal cookie would taste like.
Well, anything healthy that tastes good gets points.
That's true. That's very true. But yeah, I don't think it's something I just gotta have, but it's okay.
I don't think I spent $30 on this stuff because I can get a pack of Oreos for a fraction, a fraction of this,
And see,
and achieve the same result.
that's
You
the
may not-
thing. One thing I don't like is how little these cookies are. It's like you got to eat about like as a grown man, you're gonna have to eat about like 5 of these to get like satisfied. So it's all right. I ain't gonna bet Pokemon. I ain't gonna bash you. It's okay.
What's up, Billy Donuts? Like I said, if they're healthy, or seeing as how they are, no artificial flavors, grain-free, plant-based, but sweetened with coconut, for it to be a healthy cookie that tastes pretty good, probably better with milk, I'll give it to them. Healthy stuff is typically more expensive, but I think this expensive with the pokey tax on top of it. So, but that's just me. I don't know how she priced these. I understand there's a whole thing with they overpriced or expensive, but like I said, I'm a capitalist, so I don't really want to hold that overhead. Make your money, man. Better than bathwater.
Yeah, big thing. But like you said, I'd rather just go to Kroger and get what I want.
See, I know I just said that, but it was like, but Oreos are bad for you. So
that's true.
This might be a good compromise, but the
price tag. The price tag is kind of
but it's like right at the cusp of just maybe a bit too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. One box and 4 of them, nicely packaged. The bags look pretty good.
Yeah, like the presentation on it is like really, really good. But like I said, it's just saying something that I just gotta have.
I want to try with milk. I'm gonna get some milk after the stream and try it. I feel like I'm gonna like it, but I'm a sucker for cookies and cream and milk. Cookies and milk. So that might be a little bias on mine because this is just generic chocolate. The generic chocolate. Just it's like a
I'm with you because normally when I eat Oreos, like I gotta have milk. Or I have my grasshoppers, my Keebler grasshoppers. I eat them with milk too. It's like really chocolatey cookies too.
Yeah. She can make all the money she wants, but she ain't getting mine. Fair enough, man.
See, Billy Donuts, and see, that's why, we're the test dummies. We're going to be the test dummies. And we're going to taste them. We're going to give you the truth of, like, what they really taste like and what it really is. Yeah. But they're okay. Like I said, it ain't something that I just got to have. But, making money. Whoever likes it, they like it,
I am not a fan of Pokemon anywhere outside of these cookies right now. This is the only good thing that I'll give her points for. Everything else, nah, I'm good.
I don't know much. I don't know much about her, but I can't knock her hustle. She's co-owner of Evo.
And Evo is trash. Just so we're all clear. But
Hey,
it was trash before she got in, so I just don't see how her owning it is helping. I liked
well,
Evo when it was like for the boys,
yeah,
but
grassroots.
yeah, but now it's just gay. But whatever. That's just my ignorant, bigoted take. But
Yeah,
these cookies good. These cookies get a thumbs up from me, Pokemon.
it's a middle of the road. It's all right.
But okay, I'd love to try your cookie again sometime, Pokemon.
All right. So moving on. What's our next topic?
The Quan Chi trailer.
Oh snap.
Mortal
Just
Kombat.
dropped it.
Yep, today. Mortal Kombat's next character, Quan Chi, along with Chameleon, the cameo,
Yeah.
and they made Chameleon female.
Who?
They made Chameleon a female.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I forgot there's like two versions. There's a male and female. Right?
Yeah. I'm not familiar with the female, but the character, I don't know enough about him to be bothered by it. No, I don't think it's bad. So we're gonna pull that up right fast,
Mm.
and we're gonna watch it and give our 2 cents on it.
So I've always liked Quan Chi too. He's always been a cool character to me.
Put your demons at my command, and we'll
Sub-Zero.
my hand that weak.
Pretty cool.
I got like a Cthulhu thing going on.
Fight.
Anyone who draws power from the nether realm
Is destined to be a god among men.
I had hoped our alliance would be more deadly.
That's cool.
All
Clever.
in good time, Shang Tsung. Finish him. Kusimanata!
This way.
Fatality. Quan Chi wins. Flawless victory. You wish to fight me?
Peacemaker.
Fight beats Senseless.
Oh yeah, more of that non-acting voice acting. Okay, well, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
And Billy Donuts, you are right. His voice has always been pretty deep, but on here it's like trying to be. But he sounds enough like him, and man.
Yeah. So, I don't like Quan Chi's voice, but there's something about Quan Chi, like that character always comes with like a bag of unique moves and unique things that like nobody else can do in the game. And so it's always cool to see how they kind of reinvent the character whenever he comes.
Yeah, he's a very interesting character. Like when I first saw him, I didn't really like him too much. I thought he was weird, but when Deadly Alliance rolled around, I was like, all right, yeah, this guy's pretty cool. Like when he, I think it was Deadly Alliance in Mortal Kombat 4, uh, where they gave it. It wasn't originally his fatality, but they gave it to him in Deadly Alliance. The rip off your leg and beat you to death with it.
Yeah.
I forgot who had that in Mortal Kombat Gold, but they gave it to him in
I
the
think it
Deadly
might have
Alliance.
been Shinnok might have had that.
Yeah,
It might have been Shinnok, I'm not sure.
I think it was.
But see, Quan Chi, he's so iconic because he was on the side of that Mortal Kombat cabinet looking at you, arcade cabinet back in the day. I can't remember if it was Mortal Kombat. I think it was Mortal Kombat 4, where he was on the side of the cabinet looking at you, and so he's kind of like really. I think he's like iconic with Scorpion and Sub-Zero, all those characters.
Yeah, he's always been integral to their plight, seeing as how he framed Sub-Zero and took Scorpion as his Spectre. It's pretty cool.
So out of 10, 1 out of 10, 1 to 10, what would you like rate that trailer?
I give that trailer an 8. Because that's Quan Chi through and through. That's Quan Chi.
Yeah.
I only doctor points because I don't like the game. but as far as like just a Quan Chi trailer, like that's him. But
I give it like a 7. I feel like this Quan Chi is not cooler than that MKX Quan Chi. The MKX Quan Chi was like super dope.
Yeah,
I remember watching one of the players here in Memphis, Bishop, play Quan Chi, and it was like the coolest, hypest thing ever. But this gameplay here, it don't look hype. It just look like kind of silly almost.
But yeah, he said Quan Chi had it in MK4 because I played Gold. I'm like I don't remember him being in that game, but let me see. Because I'm curious. Because I could have sworn they gave it to him in that he probably had him in both. He had a funny ass ending though. I remember now.
I mean, like all of the endings in MK4 were funny though.
Yeah, but his were like really funny. Like, of course, the most iconic one being Jax and Jarrett. But
yeah,
I think it was it was one of those endings where it was either with Sub-Zero or Scorpion, where Sub-Zero's on the ground like, oh, you don't understand, Scorpion. It wasn't me that did this, and I don't know who. It was one of those characters that came in and just busted Scorpion in the back of the head. just swung on him out of nowhere. I have to look it up, but that was really funny.
Those endings were super ugly.
Yeah, I don't think it was meant to be funny, but it was. But,
super ugly and rushed.
those were the fun. Those were the best games. So, but
yes.
This was a Quan Chi trailer. That was pretty good. I like it. No interest in playing Mortal Kombat 1, but it's good.
So, speaking of rushed, let's get into our next topic. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm.
Disconnection.
It's having some issues.
Yeah, I've heard quite a bit about this, but I'll let you take it from here.
All right. So just off the bat, I don't know what happened to my screen.
Yeah, it disappeared.
Yeah, it disappeared. But Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm is having some issues with our voice actors or our voice acting.
You gonna pull your screen back up, or?
Yeah, let me try to bring it back up. Give me 1 second. Let's see here.
MKX Quan Chi really leads into the fact that he's a necromancer. Yeah, he's always been like the supreme sorceress of the Netherrealm. He's the most consistent looking character too. Now that I think about
Let's
it.
see here. All right. Almost got it up. All right. See if I can share this screen really quick. Okay.
All right, there you go.
So you got my screen up, Josh?
Yep.
Okay. So Bandai Namco working to fix voice-over issues in Naruto X Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections. Oh my god. So just before I even get into this article, this game is like so damn rushed. Like it's like they really tried to get this game out as fast as possible. So one of the things that's not even the game, you can't even matchmake with your friends, like open a room and just play with your friends. All you can do is play online, which is terrible. So me and one of my friends, we tried to try to match up, count down, and hit the online rank button to see if we matched up. Nothing worked. So already out the gate, they already rubbing players the wrong way. Along with the balancing too, they made some balancing changes that are like way different from like Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. That's like some people like, some people don't, but it's very, very rushed. But let's get into this article. This was written by Ryan Dinsdale from IGN. And so it says that in a statement to IGN, Bandai Namco spokesperson said the company regrets the voice-over latest Naruto fighting game. It's now working on a fix that will arrive in the near future. And see, that's what I'm talking about. They're adding stuff later because the game is bare bones now.
Which is unfortunately par for the course for gaming development these days.
Yeah, it's terrible. Regarding the reports about several voiceover lines in Naruto X Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections by Bandai Namco Entertainment, confirmed that the lines in question were not AI generated, but the result of inconsistencies during the editing and mastering process, the spokesperson say. Regret that this raised a concern with Naruto fans, the voice acting community. We're currently working to fix the voice lines in question, which will be patched in the near future. And which is super, super terrible. And
Yeah, I saw some links to some of the voice actors on Twitter saying that a lot of those the lines that they're criticizing, they're like, I don't even remember saying that line. Like one of the most prolific ones was the "Did that wake you up?"
Yeah. Yeah. And on the lines of what you're saying, responding to one clip in which Naruto's voice completely changes mid-sentence while saying "wake you up," voice actress, I can't pronounce her name,
Miss Flanagan.
Flanagan claimed she didn't say the line like that in a recording booth and said neither she or any voice director would find that acceptable. Let me see. What is this? Can I play this? Ooh. Super ugly.
We're able to hear it on our side.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Well, you guys don't need to hear it. It's ugly.
Yeah, it's pretty. They gave it the old Jump Force treatment. I thought that game was good. I thought people liked that game.
Yeah. So, and the voice actor for Kawaki, he also commented about it, and he said that he basically said that they recorded voiceover lines, right? He basically said and they didn't give them any type of context into what they were doing with the voiceover lines. So they were just reading off a paper, just reading the lines, and whoever edited the video or the game just starts sticking in lines without any context or whatever. So it's super, super ugly.
That's pretty funny. I guess the thing that's kind of had me the most confused was, because I understand the video game making process it varies, but when you're mixing and mastering the final product, surely somebody along the lines saw or heard that and was like, it doesn't look good either which way they talk about it because it's so bad. People are alleging that it may have been used with AI. But the problem is, even if that was the case, the systems in which Namco Bandai used to finalize the game, somebody neglected their responsibility before shipping the game. Whether it was somebody specifically or the company as a whole, either way, it's bad on the whole company. So,
well, I'm just like, so this game, it's been like a 7-year gap in between this game and a Naruto 4 game. And you would think with that 7-year gap, they would have time to give us a complete package for this game. It's like, and then another thing I don't like, we've been getting almost the same game, like every version with slight tweaks,
for almost 15 years? 10, 15
Man,
years?
for a long time.
Yeah, because this game type came out on the PS3 when it first came out, the first Ninja Storm, Ultimate Ninja Storm, everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing. I can't believe it looks just like the anime." That was a long time ago. That was on the PS3 or the 2 console generations ago. So, I don't know, man. For them to be making the same game for more than 10 years and this is the result, I don't know.
The thing is, like, the like even like Storm 2 and Storm 3 and Storm 4, those were like super polished games. Like this game feels like a huge step back in what we're used to seeing in this type of game. Like even if it's the same game over and over again, there's certain presentation things like with the voice acting or the cut scenes that are kind of like top notch. It's like if anything, if you didn't like anything else, you can at least account for that, or you can be ready and gung ho for that. But now it's like we just got this half-ass package that everybody has something to complain about, and it's like way more than like 2 or 3 things that we're complaining about with this game. I hate that it's this way, but these companies, man, I feel like they're getting really, really bold. Well, they've been bold for a long time in releasing these incomplete packages, just saying we'll add it later or we'll patch it later, and I just hate that type of practice. I really do.
Well, that type of practice is only encouraged when people continue to support or buy the game over time, because they can sit here and release whatever statement they want after the fact, but if the numbers are there, there's no reason for them to stop. Because, like I said in one of my early videos, like the industry now generates infinite money. So it's not like back in the 6th gen where one bad flop, that's the end of a studio. Doesn't matter. A bad game is a bad game, and a bad game can really destroy an entire studio if it's bad enough. There's room for like leeway when it's a new project, but if it's an established IP that's been here for a long time, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, it's like, how do you not have something that the last game had, and the last game had, and the last game had? It's like, come on, man. It's like, it's so lazy, and it's a huge slap to the fans of your game. And what I really hate is the game like, as far as playing other players, it's fun. You play like, your friends or people online, and it's fun. Like, of course, there are gameplay changes that are kind of questionable, but of course, me and all the guys, here, we get together, we play it too. We love that game. It's our drinking game. And just to see the game just come out and be trash.
Yeah. Well, just
$60, man. $60. This game was full price.
and incomplete. They'll charge you full price and make up your losses later. But one of the things that I think would definitely help, and especially when it comes to consoles, because this is a feature on the PC, it's not yet a feature on the console. It depends on console players' attitudes, but need to set up a refund system for digital purchases, because that's where a lot of game money comes from now. Everyone buys stuff digitally, and there's really no way to return. Because, like I said, the reason why it was so effective in the previous generations was because everything wasn't on a backlog on a server somewhere. If you sold, like, they had to put down money to print these discs and get them out, so they really relied on those sales. And a refund was not good. And a refund could be just as effective on a digital market if it's available. And to my knowledge, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, they don't have a refund policy that's effective enough to discourage bad practices from a lot of these major publishers or whatever. So
yeah, I definitely like the Steam return policy. What is it like? If you don't play so many hours, you can return it.
I believe it's 2 hours, and 2 hours is all you get. Once you cross the 2 hour threshold, you're no longer viable for return, which I think is fair.
Yes, fair.
But yeah, so 2 hours should be plenty enough time to figure out the performance level of the game and whether or not you like it. 30, 40 minutes tweaking settings and another 30, 60 minutes playing it. You should know if you want the game by the end.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't see why they can't implement something of that level onto these consoles to protect consumers from buying something that they have no idea how bad it is until after they got it, and once they got it,
Yeah. Well, it's greed. Of course, it's like any way they can trap you into buying something, they gonna trap you.
Yep. But there's also there's some cases of it working out, like Cyberpunk. It has to be really, really bad,
Yeah, it was terrible.
that was a rare case of it, being so bad where they had to.
Well, that was a case of like people literally not being able to play the game.
Yeah.
Like with like glitches and all that stuff. Like you really just couldn't play.
Yeah, I think a lot of these companies like Namco Bandai, they know how to make a game just playable enough to not be that bad to where the controversy won't be so bad to where they have to like issue mass refunds because the game is literally unplayable. But, these guys have been making the same game for so long. They got all the what do you call it, the animations and textures. They're not spending no money making no new shit for this game.
True.
But with that being said, let's go on to another shitty gaming practice that this company is pretending like it happened on accident, which I don't believe for a fucking second. Good old Ubisoft. Ubisoft and their accidental in-game ads that happened to a player while he was playing Assassin's Creed, I believe. I have the pull it up right over here. Where is it at? There it is.
They said it was accidental, though.
Yeah, allegedly, but you'd be a fool to trust any explanation that Ubisoft throws at you. They'll say whatever they want.
I remember reading some of it. Did they say it was a glitch too? Like some type of glitch?
Allegedly, it's a glitch due to I'll just read it because I don't buy it, but let's just humor them for a moment. Ubisoft has responded to the situation claiming that the pop-up ad for Assassin's Creed Mirage was caused by a technical glitch. And here's the video of it happening right here. Max it out. There you go. Viewing it on Reddit. All right, so this guy's running around. And I think he pauses the game to check his map or something. And he sees this Black Friday sale for Assassin's Creed Mirage. Now, usually in-game ads aren't anything new. They've been implemented. I think most controversially that I knew about when first instance was Street Fighter V. They replaced some of the loading screens, and people were kind of up in arms about it. But they were like, "Well, as long as it's not interrupting the actual gameplay." But the problem was, it's like, look, dude, I bought the damn game. I shouldn't be seeing any ads of any kind at all for something that I've paid for. Ads are supposed to be the trade-off for something if you didn't buy it. You know, you pay with your time. But if I already paid you the money, I shouldn't see it. And this is a problem that a lot of live stream services are having, where they'll charge you a premium for the service and still serve you ads. Like YouTube, for example. YouTube has this ad-free program, or I think YouTube Premium. And I don't know, it's either in the form of ads or a less favorable experience when using the service, to where it's like, I'm still dealing with the same shit. I paid you to avoid this, and it's still here.
Terrible.
That's not how we do this, man. And then there's a whole discussion about how the internet should move forward when it comes to monetization, because ads are getting more and more intrusive and aggressive, and the average internet user doesn't know that much about. They're not too tech savvy enough to know that they can block ads. But these guys are getting so brazen that the minority of people who do block ads, they're targeting. They're gonna make you watch these ads. It's like, dude, stop.
Wow. So here's my thing, man. I don't like the way they phrased the issue, like it's a glitch. Now, when I think of a glitch, I think of a character getting stuck in a wall, or the game freezing, or just something gameplay wise. But this here, like, this ad is obviously tied into the game some kind of way. So it seems like they was already planning to do something like this. So it's already there. It's like a glitch is something that's like rarely happens,
Well, see,
this here is like, it seemed like it was like purposely put or tied to the game some kind of way. So even if they didn't want it to pop up, it's still there, tied to the game in a certain type of way, because that just don't happen.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, the more you kind of understand like how programming and stuff works, you kind of get an understanding. Like, a glitch is something that is you know how those old TI calculators where you would do something and you'll get an error. Like, when you insert certain commands, this is going to happen. Glitches happen when two things conflict that you couldn't have noticed or solved for. And for this glitch to work so well, because it was like you had to have programmed it in such a way that when the user presses the pause button to bring up a menu, before that menu appears, hey, run this command. And it shows the following. Because
it's already there. It's already there. It's like when people data mine games and they find stuff that's already in the game that was already put there in the first place.
Yeah, it's not an accident. It's not a glitch. Because I think another case where people were complaining about it was in Mortal Kombat 11. They started seeing the ads for the Harry Potter game, Hogwarts Legacy.
Really?
Yeah, because they're both WB games, so it wasn't.
Okay, yeah, I
It was
see.
annoying, but it was people were more like, "Why am I seeing Hogwarts and this is more combat?" I know they're WB, but come on, y'all. That's. But again, someone had to program that in there. That's all in their system. Like all their games are connected to all these servers and stuff to share data or whatever. So to see a Assassin's Creed ad for a new Assassin's Creed game on an old Assassin's Creed game, it was like, no, this is something you were planning. And this is like the boiling the frog philosophy. They're just trying stuff right here just to kind of get you used to it. And by the time you've been exposed to it long enough, you'll accept it because it's the new normal now.
Yeah.
So that's what I think it is. Like their whole statement is complete bullshit. It's not a glitch. I don't know how to program a game, but I understand programming language enough to kind of understand that something like that can't be an accident.
Like I said, it has to be in the system. Like, like the game has to be able to pull that from somewhere. Like you said with programming. Like I got very little programming experience, but I know like nothing don't pop up without you putting it in the game or program it in there and having it to grab from. So I agree. It definitely wasn't an accident. Maybe you could say maybe they weren't ready to show it just then, but it was definitely in the game to do.
Yeah, like that's the most I could maybe, and that's a big maybe as far as giving them. Because like they seem like they'd be scumbaggy enough to just like, yeah, let's just toss it across a couple of systems and
let's try it.
See what the reaction is, and then adjust accordingly.
Yeah, backpedal. Backpedal is what it is.
Yeah, because you notice they do that a lot. They'll do something shitty and then say, "Oh, we didn't mean it," and then turn it off, and then months pass, people forget about it, and they sneak it back in there. Except instead of taking up the whole screen, it's at the top right. So, not falling for it. Not falling for it. But that's this Ubisoft. A lot of these companies, man, they used to be something great back in the day, but now that they billion-dollar companies, they just become corporatized fucking money farm. Yep.
Scumbags.
Disgusting. Sad. But speaking of more bad business practices, Zenless Zone Zero censorship.
Oh, not my booties being censored.
Yeah, the boobies getting censored, but I'm more annoyed about the reaction to this news because to me, this is not news. Because from what I understand, this developer also did Genshin Impact. That's what they're known for. That really popular gacha game with the little cute anime waifus running around in the field doing whatever the hell they do in that game. And so this Zenless Zone Zero, I guess, is one of their new projects, one of their new IPs coming up. And this character's been rolling around. I'm gonna try to find the clips of her, doing her thing, and everyone was just, mesmerized by her features. But the big issue is that she's been censored. Like the animations that she had at one point of the game's development have been toned down.
Oh wow!
So if I can find that video, because everybody's been talking about it.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the game, but here's my thing. Like, if the game started out that way, I feel like you need to keep that same energy throughout the course of the game. It's like, don't try to turn back now. It's like you didn't got everybody with the game being a certain way, and now you want to flip the script. I don't like it.
So even though that's bad, but they've had a track record of doing this in Genshin Impact because people have logged that game's updates over the course of time, and things like the character's breast would get smaller, or there would Their clothes would cover up a little bit more. And so here's a video showing the differences. You know, people make videos like this, like, you want to know why I'll never play this game again? Like, you see right here, her pants, her shorts are curved a little bit more up her thighs, and here they're kind of evened out.
I think my my video icon is blocking the picture.
There you go.
Up here.
And the same thing with her breastises. They're bigger here, slightly smaller here.
Wow, that's
And
crazy.
then there are the animations. This was the first animation, and this is what it changed to after the next update. Same thing with this character, like more leg, thigh showing here, but now she got pants on.
Yeah.
And so, same thing, shorter breasts. You get the idea.
Yeah.
Here's my problem. It's not so like this is what I would call a pattern of behavior. When you notice a pattern of behavior, common sense should tell you that this is how they operate. This is what they do. This is how they're going to do it from now on, because they've done this throughout the entirety of the Genshin Impact game lifespan, right?
Yeah.
So when they announce a new project, for me, common sense should tell you that yes, they're going to do the same thing because they didn't stop doing it in their last major game. So to see people surprised or appalled that this is happening is kind of it. I'm more annoyed at the fans who like this game and continue to support it than I am the developers for doing it in the first place, because you let them get away with it the first time. You can't keep being upset about something when they've shown that that's something that they were going to do from the jump.
Yeah, I see.
Because remember, they never stopped doing it in the last game. Like, they complained about it in the last game, but you kept playing it. You're still playing it right now.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you really complaining about? Because I agree. I don't like it. You know, censoring games is stupid. Ruins the creative aspect about the game. If that aesthetic is what they wanted in the game, that's what I want. Because, you know, that's a selling point for me. Like, just like, you know, with Dead or Alive. The Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. I want to play some half-naked Dead or Alive babes on the beach.
And see, that kind of, I was about to bring up that a lot too. The whole core values situation with what was it, DOA 6?
Yep.
And they censored the game, and then their fans were like, "This is trash. This ain't what we came here for." And it tanked. And then they tried to pull a switcheroo. Wait, hold on. Wait. Don't leave. We're gonna switch it back. Look, this is what you like, huh? We still got it in the game. And by that time, it was too late for that journey.
Yeah, because
I feel like that's what's gonna probably happen to this game too.
Well, it already has. But the problem is that this has been happening for so long that it's become normalized. Like, this is an example of what I meant before, where they keep doing stuff over time, but the weak backbones of a lot of these gamers who claim they don't support this stuff, they can't not play the game because they'll still buy it despite seeing this happen over the course of several, not just this game, but several games. Because we already know there's this push, morality push from a lot of these virtuous types who want to do things like censor the female form.
Well, yeah. Well, I think the players, while they keep playing it, the games are meant to get you addicted to it. Mm-hmm. So from a jump, they'll have all of these flashy women and things, and things for you to see, and you constantly kind of sort of gambling through the game, getting stuff. So it's addicting. So the people, they get caught up in it, and by the time all of this stuff started happening, it's too late. They're already addicted to the game, so it's over. They kind of what they call it, the gotcha game.
Yeah,
I got it's over. It's going to take a lot for them to quit the game once they start seeing that the changes are starting to happen.
Well, like I said, it goes past just the gotcha games because we've seen this in other games leading up to the release of games like Genshin Impact and this game. Because, like I said, I don't think this game is out yet, but all the information about this is here right now, which should mean that, okay, don't buy the game, don't support it. But the problem is these people can't do that because they've been in the sauce so long with the previous title and have accepted in the other games previous to that title to where they'll complain about it on Twitter, but they'll still go out and buy the game. Actions over words. They'll sit here and talk all day. For example, like with me, when it came to Mortal Kombat 11, I was like, I don't like it. This game is doing too many things wrong. I'm not going to pay full price for this game. By the time I got that game, Mortal Kombat 1 got announced. So it's like, I'm like, that's at that point it's fine. But even then, it's like a game's biggest financial boom is the first couple of weeks or months of release. That's when they make most of their money back. Just like how when movies come out, the box office weekend is the most important part where they're like, hey, are we gonna break even? Are we gonna double, triple, or are we gonna lose money? And for games, it's the same way.
Yeah.
And from what I hear, this game will also be free to play. Yeah, I think these games are, but the problem is playing it. Free to play games, monetization model is in-game stuff. You buy that shit, and that's how they make their money back.
Yeah.
But the only way to battle it, if you're really bothered by it, is to not play the game. Because if no one's playing it, no one's buying anything in game because no one's playing it.
Yeah. And I don't like free to play, but the only one that I will support is probably Warframe. Warframe is a free to play game that has consistently gotten better and better and better over time. They haven't really nerfed anything or censored anything. It just keeps getting better.
Yeah. There's very few examples of good free to play games now.
Yeah.
Because gotcha games like this are like a dime. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
So there's really no shortage. They'll hook you with some cute anime waifu, and by the time you've been put 30 hours in there, she flat chested and got on a burqa.
Now, so the reason for them censoring this game is because of the government. The government kind of forcing them to censor the game.
I don't think it's so much the government as it is the. I'm trying to find a good way to describe these people because
or they just want to appeal to more or younger demographics, so they censor stuff.
They want to appeal to like social justice warrior types because these people invade every facet of entertainment and in an attempt to mitigate what is pretty much fun. And a big portion of that group is women. Kind of comes back to what I've been saying the whole time because the only type of guys that would say they have a problem with this type of stuff are the guys who are only saying that to appease women who are complaining about it. Oh man, this is objectifying women and it's making us look like a piece of meat. And some loser simp who really wants to get laid but just has no charisma whatsoever will try to appeal to her by saying, like there's no reason for women to be dressed like that. I mean, I certainly don't care for that stuff. And he goes home and fucking beats the dog shit out of his dick. But the thing, a lot of these social justice types, man, that's what they aim to do. They just want to delude any form of fun interest, the male interest. You notice they always go after things that is predominantly enjoyed by men. Gaming, sports, women. They come in and complain about how us liking it is bad. We must change it. And then it changes. Just like the same thing happened with Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat 9, all the female characters were sexy. They dressed like sexy. Fast forward 2 Mortal Kombats later, they more wrapped up than the chicks in Saudi Arabia. And like they still look pretty, but no, He can't see anything. It's like,
It's
whoa.
like I hate how like a lot of these people are like hypocrites, man, because they'll go so far as to censor this stuff. Like women will say, "Oh, well, this stuff is is sexist and making us look like a piece of meat." But on the other hand, there's women doing OnlyFans and shit, and they'll defend that to the day they die. Well, she's just a boss lady making her money. I'm like, you are objectifying yourself just like they're doing in these games, but you want to put one over the other. Like it's like, come on now. If you gonna ride for one, you got to be riding for the other. Don't pick and choose now when it benefits you. That's what I don't like.
Pokebang,
Pick and choose.
Pokebang. So it's like exactly. I agree, because
Keep that same energy. Like if you want to nerf whatever this is in this game, you want to censor because it's sexist or they're looking like a piece of meat. We need to go on OnlyFans and we need to censor them too.
Yeah, you just shut the whole website down because all they doing is showing their butt, they vajayjade and teddies and barely dressed up as nothing.
Josh, that is respectable sex work, which doesn't make any sense.
Which
Not
is also
respectable at all.
a blatant contradiction.
Oh, like it is absolutely like they'll defend that stuff till they die. But everything that's like in the male space that has something to do with like sexiness, they always try to like censor it for some reason.
Right, you as a man aren't allowed to enjoy this, but they can enjoy it because it's empowering for them. It's like,
well hey, well, go ahead.
Like, who do you think is bankrolling all that shit?
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. Like, who do you think is paying for this stuff? It's mostly men paying to see this stuff.
Yeah, these lonely bastards who just want to see some nipple. And we're forced to pay these folks at OnlyFans, but when we want to go over here and make believe land, where we're not really objectifying a woman per se, it's just a bunch of ones and zeros and code in a damn game. Yeah, no, that's not allowed.
And the crazy thing is this shit here is free. You can pay if you want to, but it's free. It's like you can't win, man.
Yeah, that's why, again, I gotta go back to what I said before. Make gaming niche again, get these bitches out of here. I have no problem saying remove women from the game development process, specifically in the West, because our Western culture, we suffer from culture rot. You don't see this problem in Japan yet, but the way it is over here now, it's like, get these women out of here, man. The less women involved in game development, the better it is for everyone. Women make shit for women. Men make shit for everyone. There's always room for because when men have to be creative, we are automatically thinking about what's some cool shit. You think these guys, when they were making Spyro the Dragon 25 plus years ago, do you think they were thinking like, how can we make a character to appeal to one particular gender? It was either it'll appeal to one gender or it'll appeal to everyone. It was everyone, because even girls like Spyro. It's like, oh, he's so cute, and then give him a little attitude, and boys like, oh man, that's literally me. Yeah. So it's like, just if you want to solve the problem, get women out.
But yeah, Billy Donuts, it's okay when we do it. Yeah, that's exactly that sentiment. Like, hypocrites.
Yeah.
Huge hypocrites.
That's why I'm like, dude, if you want entertainment to be fun and engaging again, get these women out of here. I don't care if it sounds sexist. Yes, you're right. I'm being sexist, just like they're being sexist. So if they're allowed to be sexist, so am I. If I can't allow something because I'm a guy, the nature of being a guy means I'm just attracted to ass and titties, and I want it in my games. But I can't have it. Like, okay, then you can't have it. You can't have any buff guys. You can't have any platforms where women can just do whatever they want, because everywhere I go, it's a problem. Yeah, dude. That's one of my biggest criticisms of Pokemon. That's why I don't like it, because she backs all that shit. I'm like, nah, dude. Cookies taste good, but nah, fuck you.
But you talking about my Pokemon?
But yeah, dude, like it's what makes it so frustrating. So yeah, get women out of game development. Get them out of here. Women do well in Japan. They don't hate their men. They appreciate their men. And if they do hate them, they don't hate them so much to the point to where they'll just like shit on them everywhere they go. Like, ugh, it's disgusting.
Yep. But yeah, man.
But going off of that, we have one more. Say what?
I said I can't say it no better.
Yeah, make gaming this again. Get these bitches out of here. I shouted from the rooftops. But moving on to our final topic of today's stream podcast, Dragon's Dogma 2. Oh boy, I got some. I forgot to put that ticker on. This has got some history with this one because this is one of my favorite games. This is like up there with Resident Evil 4, the original Resident Evil 4, not that remake bullshit. But for one of my favorite games of all time. It is a beautiful mixture of all of the coolest games Capcom has ever produced, all into one solid game. It's got your Monster Hunter. It's got your Devil May Cry. It's got your Shadow of Colossus. That's not a Capcom game, but close enough as far as fun, cool games. It's got epic boss fights. All the boss fights are entertaining and fun. There's no boring boss fights in this game. And after several years, after over a decade, we finally get a sequel to Dragon's Dogma.
See, I think I have it in a closet somewhere on PS3. So I still need to play it. I'm gonna probably have to buy it on PS4 to kind of, get a better version. Mm-hmm. But I definitely want to play it. I think I watched you play it. I watched some other people play it. It looks like my type of game. It's just I never got around to playing it.
Yeah, it really is. Like it's one of those games that it didn't get like the super critical acclaim, but it immediately developed a cult following because that's one of those games where I'll say it being niche is what kept it alive for so long because it wasn't successful at its beginning of its lifespan, but it was unique and good enough to cultivate such a mass following to where a sequel was demanded. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but there was a Dragon's Dogma MMO that was out for a while.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was exclusive in Japan for I think a couple of years. I don't know how long it was live, and I only played it for like a very short amount of time after figuring out how to get a fucking VPN and setting up a Japanese account only to run around in the room area try to fight a boss. I didn't like it too much because this isn't the type of game that would benefit from a MMO aesthetic because there's a lot you can't do in an MMO that you could do in just like a straight up JRPG.
And see, that's what I kind of thought it was. I thought it was like an action adventure game, kind of almost mimicking an MMO. That's what it looked just from the outside looking in. That's what it looked like.
It did look like it, but the difference between an action RPG built like Dragon's Dogma and an MMO is that a lot of the resources in an MMO are spread thin to accommodate a bunch of players engaging in an environment. Whereas a game built like this, doing things like climbing on an enemy, striking certain weak points, and not being flung off and clipping through the ground is, it's manageable. Cool idea in theory. Don't think it's something that can be necessarily, pulled off in a satisfying way, especially after playing the first game that was, you kind of have an expectation for certain mechanics and how the game works. But it was cool. And Billy Donuts, you're right. You got to be careful with those old dormant IPs. And that's why I have cautiously optimistic here. Because a lot has happened since the release of Dragon's Dogma 1.
Yeah, you said how many years has it been since Dragon's Dogma 1?
Over 10. So I want to say that game came out in Man, let me look it up. I want to say 2010, 2011, maybe 2012, but let me see.
That's a long time, one.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Yep, May 22nd, 2012.
Oh wow.
2012, because I remember playing this around the same, not the same time, but it was around when did Tag 2 come out 2012?
Not sure.
I believe so. But
But
yeah.
like you said, it's over 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we over here about to be in 2024. This game almost 14 years old. Because we spent a lot of time like speculating over, getting a new Dragon's Dogma. But Capcom at the time was being really complicated.
Well, they really don't treat some of their. Well, Capcom has a lot of IPs, and it's like they have a lot of great ones, and it's like a lot of them are just like collecting dust on the shelf.
Yep, and the thing is, while it's easy to just say, "Oh man, they should do this," and it's like, well, you got to remember, this is a different type of Capcom we're dealing with.
Different
10
time,
plus years later, yeah,
different time.
it's really hard to justify that statement with any level of trust. Because
Yeah,
modern Capcom, yeah, they make some good-looking games, but they suffer from a lot of the stuff we mentioned earlier, SJW influence,
and
bad business practices.
Yeah, censoring and
Now, an advantage is that Dragon's Dogma, it doesn't seem like the type of game that should have to worry about that, since it's set in like a medieval fantasy. This isn't a game that got boobs or anything, so I'm not even looking for that here. But there are certain elements that still concern me that could be affected, because it's in the vicinity.
I mean, what can really affect this game though? Aside from like microtransactions, I think that's what I'm scared for. Microtransactions, and like you said, what we just talked about, like the Ubisoft ads and things like that.
I'm worried about narrative because I want Dragon's Dogma 2 to be a Japanese game. And a Japanese game that has been negatively affected by Western influence is Final Fantasy 16. And they turned that into like a wannabe Game of Thrones. They prioritized the English translation for the lip syncing as the base game. I don't
Really?
like that. Yeah, like I want my Japanese games dubbed in English because chances are I'm gonna just play that shit in Japanese anyway. But the first Dragon's Dogma, the English dub wasn't too bad, and I wasn't too bothered with the lip syncing being less than perfect. I was like, dude, I'm just climbing dragons, and I want to get engrossed in the story.
Yeah.
Like I said, Dragon's Dogma 2 looks a lot better because they're using the RE engine. So
I really haven't watched this trailer. I think I've seen bits and pieces, but I haven't really watched it.
okay, well, I'll give you a chance to watch it because a lot of the stuff in here I like, but I'm like, I got to be careful liking it because I don't want to have my heart broken.
This game is rated M for mature. I didn't know that. I thought it was like PG-13 or something.
No, it's a M for mature. Turn up the sound.
The bell has tolled on the age of the console. The return of the sovereign.
Gotta have a black character in it, but that's a sign of the times.
Man, but this is fiction, so I'll let it slide. It is from Japan, so.
Welcome, Arisen. We pawns have long awaited your arrival.
Learn all you can of this world you must protect.
We ask that all be spared the horrors of the fell dragon.
From this moment forth, thou art arisen. Charge and all.
Here's my chance.
If you're discovered, yours won't be the only head that rolls. What is your purpose here?
When 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found.
Pitiable arisen. Why dost thou fight?
Arisen.
You need only believe in your own destiny, Arisen.
Show me the path thou wouldst walk.
If ye intend to do what I could not, and fell the dragon true, I would gladly pass all the wisdom I possess into your hands.
That is a cool trailer. I would give that trailer 8 or 9 out of 10. I'll probably give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a really good trailer, but
it
that
kind of
trailer-
go ahead. I was gonna say it gives me kind of a Final Fantasy 14 vibe with the music and the dragons and
Yeah.
you know.
See, it puts me in a very odd position because the thing that the first game lacked was strong narrative consistency. And back then I was like, yo, if this game's story was just a little bit more focused and you know, expanded upon, this shit would have been perfect. Because it is a Japanese interpretation of a Western RPG. That's what made it so unique. Because when the first one came out, the comparison was to games like Skyrim, and then after a while, Dark Souls. And for me, it's like it's neither of those things because it's more action oriented, like most traditional Japanese action games, with a slight. The RPG elements aren't as focused upon because it's action. So my thing was like, if anything is going to be increased to a higher quality, it's got to be the narrative, characters, and the story. 12 years ago, that was what I was concerned with. After 12 years and seeing how things have kind of turned out, I'm a little worried that, yeah, they're going to expand on all those things, but not in the good way. Because you saw all those black characters and that annoying ass black fucking Miles Morales haircut.
Yeah, the dreads. Like you gotta have a character with dreads.
Yeah, and I don't like that. And it's really unfortunate because the state of the culture war has made me associate seeing that with that's bad news. It's like when I see it, I'm like, that just does not look good to me. But that could just be character creator being really good. Like, hey, if it's character creator, go crazy. But seeing black characters like that really just annoys me. So, and I shouldn't feel that way, but it's only like that because of this current cultural problem we're dealing with, this culture rot. So I want to wish that, hey, it's just a black guy. There's no real significance. There's not going to be a side story where he's like running and getting bullied by two white characters. Like, oh my God, please, man.
Well, I feel like gaming as a whole has always been trying to, over the last couple of years, have been implementing the inclusivity, with, character of all races. I've seen it in almost every game, fighting games, RPGs, racing games. It don't matter what the game is. Like they're all doing this. So to your point, I understand it's a sign of the times because some way, somehow, they gotta have one of those elements in it. Got to be some got to be woke, some got to be inclusive, some got to be gay. It's gonna be one of those three in there. Or you got to have certain type of races, in the game.
Because one thing that's new in this game, I saw that they added Khajiit, and Khajiit are the little cat race in Skyrim. And those were never in Dragon's Dogma. So I was like, why are they? It's kind of weird.
So you got to include the fairy people in the game too.
But that's the odd thing, because to me, it now just seems like they've only added a character like that because they're competing with Skyrim. Like, dude, Skyrim is like 1,000 years old now. There's no reason for you to pull a Skyrim and add cat people. I don't know if there's like a subsect of players who just really wish they. I'm sure they are, but they weren't really tied to this game because this game was niche. So that's why seeing them included in here now is like something happened, man. Because that is weird.
They're trying to appeal to a larger audience, and that's what like all games are trying to do. Like, there's their main goal. Like, hey, how can we make this game appeal to a larger audience? Is what they've done with, fighting games over time. Like, oh, well, we need to make this game easier so we can appeal to people who can't play fighting games. So it's like you said, it's the sign. You have every right to be cautious in this game because everything is being corrupted. Yeah. Everything, some kind of way, some fashion. Unless you're an indie game, and even with indie games, those are being corrupted too. So,
yeah, that's why I want games to remain niche, and the reason why I'm so anal about this game is because this is like the last game, dude. This is like the last game that I care that much enough about. You've already ruined Resident Evil 4. You've already ruined Dead or Alive. You've already ruined Mass Effect. It's like that meme with Death going door to door, and every time he leaves, there's a pool of blood, and he's just going and knocking on the next door, like, "All right, man, you're next." Mm-hmm. And it's like I don't have anything left, and then when I remember I have something left, I'm like, "Oh shit, Dragon's Dogma." Well, they're not gonna mess Dragon. We're probably not even gonna do a sequel. We get a sequel. I'm like, fuck, damn it! I'm supposed to be excited, but because everything's been turned into shit, it's like I don't know if this might not be a good idea to be happy about this game. And then I see it, I'm like, man, it looks so fucking good, but fuck.
In my game, Armored Core, my favorite game of like 2023, like you really don't see the characters. It's like it's like you can't really tell who's black, who's white, who's this, who's that, who's gay, who's that. It's just a story told with dialogue, and you get cutscenes when something important happens. No. So that game right there is like, it's just a game. It's like I can almost say like there's really no wokeness, none of that stuff in that game, which is why it's so good. Despite from it just being a fun game.
All right. Well, hold on, like just a sidetrack. Mojo Jojo, I'm sorry I got to do this to you, but I'm only doing this because I care about you. You say, hope they don't ruin GTA 6 with wokeness. My friend, this is the dev team currently in Rockstar.
Oh, no way. Zoom in on that picture, dude. I don't see no dudes.
I think I can zoom in on it, but
no way. I don't believe that. You serious? No way.
Yep. Let me see if I can zoom in on this one. Yep, I sure can.
Now, I did hear that there was going to be a female lead character. I don't know if it's rumors or what, but I did hear that somewhere.
Bonnie and Clyde. That's the new story direction. So this is your dev team working on fucking
No
Grand
way.
Theft Auto 6.
It can't just be them. It can't just be them. I
Hey.
don't believe it. It's the
Hey,
dude.
dude.
Now, I feel like this picture, I feel like there's a context that we're probably not seeing.
You know what, Herbert? I wish I could believe that too.
I feel like there's a context why I don't know if they just want to show off their female members. That's what it look like. Hey, we want to show off our female members, and and that dude in the corner probably identifies as a female. So
That's not a dude, bro. That's a chick who shaved her head.
For real?
I already know what you're talking about. It's right here, right?
Yeah. Well, anyway, this is probably all their female people that work at their company, and they probably was like, okay, well, we're gonna take all the men out. That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like.
All right. Let's say they did. Let's say they did do that. Let's say they took all the men out. That's still too many women. That is still too many women. You want to know what other dev team looks like this? Bungie. Halo.
I feel like there's some context missing here. That's what I feel like.
I mean, if the shortcut hair, the purple hair, the pink hair, the red hair, okay, that's not a color. She got a headband on. If that isn't an indication of what's coming, the bob cut. Like I said, even if they did take all the men out of this picture, that's too many fucking women. It's just too many.
So you don't think that there's some
I don't think I know.
You don't think there's nobody cold in that group of women?
Nope.
I think there's probably some cold women.
Herbert, can you think of one game made by an all-female team that has done well?
I don't know.
You want to know why you can't think of it? Because it doesn't fucking exist. It's not real. And the only reason why there's so many women in this is because this is how they get in. They get an established IP, mosey their way on in, and take credit for making the shit. Volition died either earlier this year or last year. Volition was the development team behind Saints Row. They made 4 successful Saints Row games. Went woke, made 1 reboot, and the entire studio died.
Yeah.
Like that. And that studio looked just like this fucking picture. Exactly the same. I've seen this before. I've seen it happen too many times. Now, is it gonna kill Rockstar? Probably not, because they got the infinite money glitch. But does that necessarily mean that GTA 6 is in trouble? Yes. Because if that game comes out and doesn't do well, you're a bigot. Because I bet you, if it's true that it's like Bonnie and Clyde's story, playing as a guy and a girl, you're mostly going to be playing with the girl. The guy is going to be the support. He's going to be the support simp. And that's going to be the new Grand Theft Auto. And people are going to pretend to like it because the graphics look so good. And you can walk in all the buildings. And you can steal all the cars.
I just wonder.
Hello, Cross. Welcome to the stream.
What's up, Taylor?
Man, sorry, Mojo Jojo. I'm sorry. Like I said, I only showed that to you because I care about you, and a lot of people just don't know. Oh, the new Fallout series. Guess who? Female protag.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, if it's a Western-made game or show or whatever, it's gonna be trash. You can see it coming from a mile away because all you need to there's only a few key things that you need to see that'll guarantee is gonna trash. Female lead, simp director who cares about things that women care about, and a major IP that's getting just tons of support. Todd Howard says that the new TV show is going to be canon. And if you look at that fucking trailer, there are 4 things that occur in that trailer that tells you it cannot be canon to the current Fallout storyline. It can't be. But you know, revisionism. That's what these people do.
Yeah. So didn't Halo? So the Halo show had a female protagonist. This
No,
father
it,
had
it,
a
it
female.
was Master Chief. It was Master Chief, but he got sidelined by another female character.
Yeah.
There's the old bait and switch. We talked about that last time. Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim got replaced with a female lead.
Yeah.
Actually, in the Castlevania, the main character, the Castlevania Nocturne, the main character got sidelined for the female character. Yep. So it's like when we talk about these things, we're not just talking noise, man. We watch this stuff. We see it happening like all the time. Yep. All the time. And that's what makes me so mad about watching everything that I love get ruined. Because that Castlevania, that like the first one, the first and second season or whatever was dope. But this new one, oh my God. Terrible.
Maybe you're right, Cross. Maybe we're just terrible people. Or maybe they're terrible. You know, we're making terrible TV shows, terrible movies, and terrible everything. But yeah, so whatever hope you may have had for Grand Theft Auto, you can have it if you want. I'm not going to tell you to not hold out hope, but I am going to snicker to myself and, you know, just every now and again, just like, well, you know, this Grand Theft Auto 5 was good. I hate that it turned into just an online money machine, but that game could have definitely used some cool DLC, expanding the story between Michael, Trevor, and Franklin. But, you know, why do that when this is easier? When you can fill your dev team with a bunch of women who are just whatever. Make gaming niche again. Get bitches out of game development. I'm sorry. I hate that picture, dude. I want to see the old days where you had John Carmack when he was making Doom. He was in the room with just 3 of his boys and made Doom. I want to see Tomonobu Edegaki telling this young kid, hey, when they hit, they need to go like this. And he's like, yeah, and make sure them titties jiggle. Yeah. None of that shit.
So, you know, with these mainstreams, man, it's like I forgot where I heard it from. I think it was Ademion. He was talking about how, like, I guess there's some type of grade that a lot of these companies get for like movies and stuff.
ESG rating. Yep.
Yeah. Where like their level of wokeness and inclusion, you know,
determines how much money they get.
Yeah, raises their power levels. It's crazy, man. Yeah, people are just like, you know, giving into it, especially the bigger companies.
Yeah, because you know that's all they care about. You know, selling out for them is just Tuesday. And if like, let me just show you this. Scroll down here, like I'm glad I stayed on this page. Hold on.
It says selling out for them is just Tuesday.
Yeah, it is. All right. So this is a Twitter page, right? So posted like, all right here, this first Roger Clark. Look at that lovely bunch, simp. Right under that, yeah, girl power. Boom. Yep. Fuck picture of Sadie. Let's scroll down here. Not one black woman, just saying. It still ain't good enough.
It still ain't good enough.
No, that's why it's like.
It is. Well, it's either like, where's the black women? Where's the trans women? Where's the Mexican women? Where's the Asian women? Where are the European women? It's like it never ends. It's always gonna keep going. You know.
Yep, and like you know, the funny comments are covered. This right, damn, y'all got a bunch of janitors and cooks in that company. Oh my goodness!
And see, that's another thing. Like, you know, like all of those women, I know all of them are not like developing the game. Some of them got to be like secretaries or some other stuff.
Well, this thing we don't know. You know, these people are like, you know, they just appear out of thin air. It seems like, and you know, you got all these women here. It's like, meet some of the talented women behind the games from Rockstar North and join us in the International Women's Day and celebrating all the amazing women working on in game development.
And see, I feel like that was their goal. I feel like there's probably a lot of men that work for that company, probably twice as many women. I mean, twice as many as the women.
Nah, no way.
But I think they just wanted to show off the women in the company for brownie points. That's what it looked like.
I agree. I think that is exactly what they did. But to say there's twice as many men, no way. That's too many. Look at that, dude. How many diversity hires do you think that is? You think half of these women know how to code their ass off? Like, I can't code because I don't know how to code. But these women probably do the bare minimum and they probably have as much code knowledge as I do. And got in there because, you know, International Women's Day, and if you don't hire a woman, you're a sexist bigot. And you don't want to be a sexist bigot, do you?
Yeah, there's definitely a certain quota that has to be met for like women and race and stuff like that.
Yeah, because understand, women don't like video games. Yet here they are in full force, like some Trojan horse shit. Majority of gamers are men, which should translate the majority of game developers are men until something unnatural happens and you just inject a bunch of women into some, like, come on, this is Grand Theft Auto. Like, you can't think of a more male-centric game.
It's always been like the manliest of games.
Yeah,
that's
violence.
Why
yeah, violence, sex, gore. You know, you've seen Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't know if you played it, but each one of those characters represents a pillar of the male attitude. Trevor, crazy, violent bastard. Michael, smooth, criminal, gangster. Franklin, young, upcoming hood guy, you know, surviving in these streets. None of that says feminine energy. And none of that says a woman could ever write a character approximating that. So how?
I think there are some good female writers. I think there's some good ones.
Yeah, in the world of the laws of probability dictates that there is a woman out there that can write well. But not in this country. In Japan, sure. Absolutely. Producer Dragon Ball Fighters, there you go, right there. That is a woman. And I think there's another woman, I don't know her name, but she worked on what was a Naughty Dog game? It was a good, relatively good game, I think. It was I don't know if it was the first Star Wars or one of the Uncharted games, but she did pretty good there. But even she didn't like that shit.
I think the person who wrote the Legacy of Kain series was a woman too, which is phenomenal.
Yep. And
but those are like very few and far between.
but that's what I mean. Like, those women would never be in that picture. They would be the one or two women in a room full of dudes. Those are the women you want. Where it's just one or two of them. It is impossible for there to be that many women in a team and all of them write that good. That's just not real. That is false. That is some Matrix shit. Yeah, just like Cross said, they are a minority within a minority. If they got talent like that, then the fact that they actually are cold. They are actually better than some of the guys in there. They're so good, you are lucky to find them.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that make it because they're that good. But this, fuck that. That is false. So, yep. So, like, this whole girl power thing, fake and gay. Just like Evo, just like Pokemon, just like this GTA women is like, look at, no.
Yeah, like I said, I think the next protagonist in GTA is a woman, right? I've been hearing that rumor.
We like I said, I think it's supposed to be like a Bonnie and Clyde situation. You play with two characters, similar like how you play with three characters in Grand Theft Auto 5. So it's gonna be like that, but with two characters in Grand Theft Auto 6. I think it's gonna be more so her game, and it's gonna be a Bonnie game, and Clyde is just gonna be there.
Yeah,
in passing.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but just like Cross said, even then they are a danger because of their influence over men who have power over you. Yeah, and then you end up with that situation like in what's that Activision? You know, one girl makes a rape allegation, and the whole company go up in fire.
Yeah,
like, better off not even having
that. Now, see that type of stuff there. Now that makes me not want to have women in spaces with men. I kind of disagree with you when it comes to women in game development, but when it comes to those allegations and things like that, where you can just say, "Hey, how you doing?" and then she say, "Hey, well, you looked at me a certain type of way. I don't feel comfortable here," and then that dude get booted out. He probably the best person in there.
Yep,
but
that's all it takes.
A misinterpretation got him booted. Now, from that aspect, I think that I don't like that because we've seen too many examples of that in male-dominated workspaces.
Yeah, because like women, that's just not something that they can. They're very unreliable. You know, you can't have a bunch of women in a workspace and not expect someone's feelings to get hurt. Because in a male-dominated workspace, feelings are kind of ignored. You know, you get to work, you fucking do your job and go home. You know, I'm not going to sit here and argue about your pay because you're getting paid. Most guys will just accept that and be like, well, I got a fucking job to do. I'm not about to sit here and cry about it. But you know who will cry? Women. You working me too hard. I can't stay this long. The hours are too much. I'm not getting paid as much as Charles. Like Charles been here for 10 years and has no life.
Yeah.
Nobody's making what Charles is making. But you think you deserve more because you're the only woman here. You should get a pat on the back because you out here working with a bunch of guys that somehow supposed to, be extra points for you. Like, congratulations on doing the bare minimum. You showed up just like 80% of the other guys here, but you want more notoriety because you got a vagina. No, I'd rather you just not be here. If that's the type of energy you're gonna bring in here, because a guy wouldn't. If a guy did complain about it, he'd get fired or made fun of severely, and then he'll just quit. Quit being a pussy, dude. Hey, we got a job to do. Can't say that to a woman.
And it's like you said, we'll complain too, but we'll still show up to do the job.
Yep. It's like Cross said, even if today things are okay, but 3 years from now, when power and reputation is built up, you still at risk. Women is just a risk, and there's no upside. Like, especially when at any given moment they can just switch on you. You know, in a perfect world, women can just come in, do their job, and not complain, and go home to their husband. Preferably stay home with their husband. But let's say, if they have to be in the work environment, they just do their job and not complain. Because if the job is too important to sit here and stop what we're doing, halt production to, assess whatever emotional trauma you magically had at a fucking desk job.
Yeah.
So it's like.
And my thing is, man, like, people actually, have some pushback about men having their own spaces, their own workspaces. Like, and I've seen there's been tons of bakeries and things like that where it's all women.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay with that. But once we have our male spaces where we all get together, we do what we got to do. Oh, well, it's time for some inclusion.
Yeah.
Well, okay, at this bakery, you got, 100% women. You're not inviting me there. You're not inviting, Carl or Dave into this bakery. You just decided, okay, well, I want all women to work at this bakery shop.
Yeah.
But when it comes to our spaces, it's like all of a sudden we have to be inclusive when like a lot of women they aren't.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of cultural elements about it too that put men at a disadvantage. When men get raped, no one cares. When women get looked at too hard, like, oh, stop! What are you doing, man? Kind of coming off as a creep. I gotta let you go, man. She don't feel safe. Like, bro, I didn't even touch her. Like, but over here, you see these school teachers be getting like go to jail for like 6 months for fucking a 16-year-old boy. But let a dude do that. Switch
It's
those
crazy.
genders. That dude about to get lynched in the prison.
Yeah.
If he even make it in there alive.
At the end of the day, man, like these folks, they really don't want equality. They'll say one thing while doing another.
Yeah.
A bunch of hypocrites.
Yeah. Like Cross said, even dudes will come at you and be like, well, why don't you want to hire women? It's so easy to turn on the guy. Even guys do it because, they want female attention. And if being a female ally works in their mind, like, oh, she'll like me and give me attention. It's like, it's just an endless problem vortex. And there's no winning. The only way to win is just to never let them in the first place.
Yeah. And Cross, like if you were to switch that and be like, hey, well, it's an all-female environment, and you ask them like, hey, why don't you want to hire any men? Like, oh, well, this is a space to empower women. And, we just want to make sure it's safe for our women in this space. Well, shit, if that's the case, men should be able to do the same thing too. If we want to create a space that's safe for us, where we ain't got to worry about getting accused or doing something, looking at somebody wrong, we should be allowed to do it. But, the bias is real. It's like we can't win sometimes. Well, actually, a lot of the times we can't win. You got to do the best we can. It's crazy.
Can't really win at all because there's no scenario where we'll come out on top unscathed. Even if we do win, we're gonna get shamed for winning, for even trying to fight in the first place. It's like you do a perfect example. When Anita Sarkeesian first started making her rounds, back when we watched Angry Joe, he was the first motherfucker. Like as soon as he said this, I was like, this nigga's stupid. Because all right, Anita Sarkeesian, grown woman. I think at this point, like 10 years ago, she had to be in mid-20s, early to mid-20s at least. And whenever people would describe what was happening to her, which was legitimate criticism for her accusations, allegations, and baseless criticisms of her, people will come to her defense and like, this poor girl.
Yeah.
And that's that language they use. It's like, oh, you just attacking this poor little girl who's all she is just talking about the issues in gaming. I'm like, first of all, what issues? Second, what girl?
She's just a baby girl, Josh. She's just a baby girl.
And so when you're like a third party who's not really interested in like gaming, but you hear that, your immediate reaction is gonna be like, yo, who fucking with some girl? What's your problem, man? Like these gamers, huh? They got an issue with women or some shit. Like,
yeah, in actuality, it's a grown ass woman causing trouble.
Being an absolute hoe. So and you're just sitting here like, I just want to play my fucking games, man. But I can't do that because now she's here and everyone's overreacting and I'm immediately a villain. People don't even know who I am yet. I haven't even said anything. And a few people who are just like, well, hold on now. I just have a concern with the things she's saying. Hold on now, you being unreasonable. And it's like, fuck that. That's why, like I said, now like the glove, fuck it. Get them out. No.
Josh, no. You sound like you got into the end of your rope with this.
I don't have any rope left. What are you talking about? End of my rope. I wish I had a rope to hold on to because at least I have something. I got nothing. And when I do get something, I'm afraid it might not actually be like Dragon's Dogma 2. Like, 10 years ago, this would have been great news.
Yeah.
Now, it's like maybe it's good news. I don't know. Am I gonna buy this game and get an hour in and see Anita Sarkeesian running around? Like, fuck.
Well, shit. Like, hopefully it's good because we've been waiting for this Naruto Storm game for goddamn 7 years. It is like
at this point, I'd rather have Naruto Storm problems than women problems in the game. Like, oh, the game ain't complete, but at least it's Dragon's Dogma. Every time I climb on the unicorn, the game lock up. But hey, I ain't got to worry about no woman mission where I got to run around with some deaf black girl and whatever, bro.
Mary Jane with the taser.
And she becomes the main villain, turn into Venom or Scream, and I'm just like, that's not what happens in the comic.
She just got to be powerful some kind of way. She got to be powerful.
We're gonna force her in there. She's gonna be the biggest part of that game. This is really Mary Jane 3. Peter Parker just here. And don't forget to play with the black boy.
Caveman J Connections is Garbo. You are correct, sir. You are correct. Like I said, the game is fun. Like the gameplay is fun. They they need to tweak it, but just as a $60 game,
they need to finish it. No. He said there's tweaks and then there's finishing the game. There ain't no tweaks.
Yeah. Trash. But shit, I didn't bought it. So.
Yeah, so that's like I said, man, I just want gaming to be the way it was 25 years ago, 15 years ago. Because back then in 6th gen, the only issues that we ran into was whether or not the game was genuinely good or genuinely bad.
Yeah.
There was no layer of subtle political influence pushing for whatever, Yeah. It was just an enjoyable game. Even the games that were kind of mid were still enjoyable. They were video games.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm like, hey, what changed? Women. That's what changed. There's been so many more of them showing up. I'm like, look, I'm not against women existing and doing things and having their own fun, just like they shouldn't be against me existing and having my own fun. There's a reason why we're just different. So different that we probably shouldn't get involved in each other's interests and activities. That's all.
Well, here's the thing, man. I think men, we create a lot of fun spaces that women want to be in, Because think about it, it's like, I've had instances where, I've been in relationships and I'll be out with the guys having fun and they don't want to see that unless they having fun too.
Well, and that's where I will happily revert back to the old ways of stay your ass in the kitchen. That's where your fun is. That's where your Xbox is. Because you're just not gonna have fun with me. You're just not. And me bringing you only dilutes my fun. Now neither of us are happy. And it's like, go where you belong.
Yeah, I think women, they can. I'm trying to choose my words carefully, but I think they can. I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it. They can be in male spaces, but they just have to be aware that we're just here to play games. We're not here to manipulate and all of this mess. Because that's what it usually turns into, like a whole, like you bring one woman into a male space and then people start getting manipulated by their woman. And then people start fighting each other over this woman and, certain people start to be swayed a different way. So it's like if they just coming in to play some games and that's it, then cool. But it don't always turn out like that. It always turns out like there's some mess or some type of drama that always get introduced into the male space whenever a woman comes into it.
You want to know what I think the safest format to have women in a male space is?
What's that?
One of the guys there has to be, she has to belong to one of the guys there. She can't be there and single. Like if you got a room full of guys and he brings his girlfriend, because at least the assumed respect amongst men to be like, hey, don't touch her.
That's true.
That I think is the most optimal way for that to actually work out. But if you just got some single girl in there, over.
It's gonna be people competing.
Yeah, it's like Cross said it best. Like guys act, they turn into when they see a woman, especially if it's a woman that looks good, especially if it's a woman that looks good and has interest in something that they like. Yeah, it's over.
And here's the crazy thing: with some women, with some dudes, she ain't even gotta look good. She can just be interested in what they like.
She just has to be there.
Yeah,
and I agree with you, Cross. Like I agree, but that's as far as I can think. That's the only thing I could possibly, if I had to come up with something, that's as close as I can get. Of course, the preferred outcome is to just be like, just no. You can watch in the stream in your house in the kitchen, but like there's like other than that, like no, because the second someone does something to trample her feels, you create the problem for the yep.
Yeah.
So it's like
because like even though she's with somebody, she could like, okay, well, this person made me feel this way by something they always say all the time. Like we could just be talking, me and you, Josh, like we always talk. And if it offends her, then she gonna bring it to a boyfriend, and then it's gonna create a problem for us. Now we gotta tiptoe around whoever girl feelings, because she said something.
We in here gaming like shit. Josh coming, he bring his girlfriend, yeah. Time to put on my fucking filter, or you could be like Cross and be like, "Fuck you." I'm not about to like. She ain't sucking my dick, so why I gotta like change my attitude? Like, yeah, I agree.
But that can bring friction between two normal friends that have been talking shit to each other for years. So,
and that's why it's easier to just say no women, no.
Bro, You remember? I don't know if you remember, but there was like a tournament that like somebody had threw, and he was like, "No women allowed in the tournament or in the space." You remember?
Was it like local or something else?
It wasn't local, but it was in like somewhere else. But like, man, I remember it, and I just laughed. And I think it was something like they had a sign like, "Okay, well, if you're not here to play games, then no females allowed." I had to find that tweet or whatever, but there was a lot of controversy over that because, of course, men not wanting women in their spaces because
it's
always some drama,
Yeah, like it's funny how that's controversial, but the other way around is for the safety of women. It's like, look, if we're so goddamn dangerous, why you keep breaking your neck to get in here? Like stay away. We're fucking monsters and animals. Get out of here for your safety. Get to the kitchen. It's like the kitchen is your safe space. We ain't trying to go in there. And if we do go in there, make sure the sandwich is ready so we can focus on that and get the hell up out of there. Get up out of your safe space. Fuck that. Dude.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find that article, man, or that Twitter.
Oh boy. Oh man, I'm not. It's over. I tried for the longest, like I really did, but I give up. You win. You can't come. Like that's all. You know, but that's not fair. Life's not fair, dude. Sorry. Some people make it to 100, and some people can't even get out the womb because y'all kill the motherfucker. Oh my fucking god. Whatever. But you know, here we are.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I'll have to find an article for another day, man, because it's gonna take some digging to do.
Yeah,
but it was
I do.
it was. I
do
think
that sounds interesting.
yeah, I think it was covered on Button Check too.
Oh yeah, I can see it being covered on Button Check. That sounds like something Ernesto would cover.
Yeah, well, it's funny.
But, well, I think those were all our topics for today. I think that'll cover. That'll cover
misogynistic stream.
Whatever. It's not misogynistic. Like me caring about my fellow man, my brother, is not misogyny. Because if they can sit here and have their red table talks, the views and all that shit, I can at least talk to one of my friends in my own damn channel. Like, come on, man. Like,
hey, so what's what I'm trying to see what's a political correct saying. We are protecting men's rights. And
no. Don't say that.
Yes, we are. We are protecting men's rights.
No, like you don't have to ask.
Men's rights.
You know, like we already got rights.
Correct way.
No, because like when you like saying men's rights to me, that's just weak. Women they bitch about women's rights. Like we already have the rights under God. Like they've been instilled upon us at birth. We just have to enforce them. That's it. I don't have to protect them. I already got them. Enforce them. Get these women out of here. That's all we have to do. I'm not about to sit here and have a dialogue about men's rights. I already got them. Nigga, I'm me. I am a man. So that part's already done. We're past that.
Yeah.
The only thing left is enforcing. But I get what you mean, though. Yeah. In a nutshell, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, is that it, or we got some more to talk about?
I think that's it. Unless you have something you want to add on, I got some energy. I'm still upset.
I think I might have to get some rest for work tomorrow.
Oh yeah, what time is it? 8:35.
8:35.
I'll probably boot up play some Tales of Arise because it's starting to get pretty good. Play that for about an hour.
I think I want to play some more Armored Core 6, but I'm getting kind of tired. So I think I might watch some anime and call it a night, man.
Well, sounds like a plan, dude. Well, as always, I appreciate you putting up with my antics. So, unless you got anything else to say, I'm going to go ahead and close this bad boy out.
Man, I just very thankful for you inviting me on this show, man. I have fun every day that we do stream. Man, I love doing this. It's fun. I wouldn't have it no other way, man. So appreciate you, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on and making this happen. It's a lot better with you. But folks, with that being said, thank you for watching. I am your Immortal Afro Josh. This is my co-host Herbert H3 the Game. You are watching Immortal Afro Gaming, where we will make gaming for the boys again. Till next time, y'all. Thank you for watching.